the third show.
Awesome.
And I've got Miss Porsche Williams with me.
Hi,
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
Well, if you don't know, you now know she's the CEO of the Prototype, and I do a little bit of personal training for the Prototype. I'm on trainers, and we'll get into what the Prototype does. Sorry, I'm going to adjust this camera just a second here, everybody. There we go. Okay, that's better. It was bugging me. So, we're going to, of course, if you haven't joined the show before, here's what we do. This is the healthy half. So, it's a half hour. We're actually going to peel back the family issues. They've got kids. She has a gorgeous little boy.
Oh, thank you.
And who runs all over the place. He runs you ragged. Yeah.
Oh, man. He's very active.
Yeah, so you got that. You got the family stuff. You get your work stuff. You know, maybe you run a business. That's not just a business, a startup.
Yes.
Okay. So married, kids, startup. Okay. So, and you're gonna see how crazy this gets. Whenever you see what else she does. But so that's it. We're gonna talk about what to do on a daily basis so you can get healthy. This way, you know, you find the person that I bring on here to interview that relates to the closest to what you're going through and emulate it. Take what you're doing, use it as a form, as a platform, put that in your life, and start using that to get healthy. All right. So that is what we're doing, and that's essentially the easiest way to do it is find somebody that's already doing it, and you replicate. You replicate what they're doing, right? So thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This is super cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on. Of course, you've been working together now for
like
almost a year now.
Yeah. Yeah. The year anniversary of the Prototype is December 1st. So we met around this time, fall last year.
Yeah, I get an email. Hey, I've got this thing started up. You want to come out to the launch party? Sure. Let's see what this is.
And can I just say that I appreciate how supportive that you've been through the whole process. I literally was going through and scouring Google trying to find personal trainers and personal shoppers and personal chefs, and I was just putting it out there and you know, hoping that people would respond and the message of what I was trying to do with the Prototype would resonate with them. And so you've been so supportive throughout. Because it's a process. It's hard and things change, and so you have to be nimble and you have to be okay with you know, your original idea changing and evolving over time. And you've been with me from the beginning, and I appreciate it. Clay comes to all the events, like you participate, and it's really great. So I appreciate it.
If you haven't noticed, I'm involved with a lot of startups.
Yes.
So I've got this. I've got E3. I've got it's with ID Life. I've been with them since before they started. Okay, so you know, and this company is huge now. If you haven't seen what we've been doing, so
it's a beautiful.
I pick really good, unique things out there that I know are going to do this. So if you see me getting behind something whenever it first starts, you might want to jump in. Just letting you know. Okay, so let's talk about you about the Prototype. So what does it do? How did you create the concept?
So the concept of the Prototype came from me getting ready to transition to a new phase of my life. I had just gotten married. I was pregnant at the time, and I was honestly, and I was working full time. I was overwhelmed about how I was going to be able to balance my responsibilities as a wife and a mother and an employee at the time. I was kind of overwhelmed by how I would maintain my health through that process too, and be able to like bounce back after after I have a baby. And so I felt like I can't be the only person feeling like this in one respect. And then I also felt like the fashion, food, and fitness are the things that make up how you present yourself to the world. So physically what you're wearing, what you're putting into your body with your food, and then how healthy you are and how active your body is with your fitness. So I also had experience in fashion beforehand, so I know how hard stylists work. My sister is an amazing chef in Chicago. I know how hard she works, and I know the process of finding people to help you that you trust can be daunting. And so I wanted to create a platform to be able to connect people to connect a client that needs help with a professional like yourself that's put in years of work and expertise and training in order to be able to enhance their life. And so that is how the prototype started. And that mission is still the same. I'm still really passionate about just connecting people in general, and we've just added personal assistant services, and that's been really great because not only are people stressed out about fashion, food, and fitness, they're also stressed out about administrative stuff and like running their side hustles, like startups and entrepreneurial pursuits are really, I don't want to say trendy, but more people are opening themselves up to pursuing something on their own outside of a corporate job, but a lot of them are still working their corporate jobs at the same time, and so they need somebody to help grow their business that's starting up. And as a startup myself, I know that experience, and so I'm able to help them in that way too. So I'm looking to offer a total lifestyle solution through the prototype.
Yeah. So if you're a professional out there, so I made the joke, she didn't know, but she's created the F word. So if you haven't watched Gordon Ramsay's F word, okay, watch it, it's awesome. But so everything's been revolving around fashion, food, fitness, okay?
Yeah.
We got 3 F's. We need a 4th F for the administrative. So if you know an F that fits in with administrative, send it to her, okay? This way we can keep going, and then we'll have, family and fun.
Yeah, fashion, food, fitness, family, fun. Right now it's fashion, food, fitness, support, but that doesn't really flow. So
yeah. So
we'll figure it out.
We'll get it figured out anyway. Hey, Gordon, you stole her idea. Okay? Just so you know.
Gordon, give me my money.
But the other thing with that is, finding really, really good professionals in all these services. The food, find somebody that can cook well for you and your family, for your events. Find somebody, a stylist that can dress you well and go do personal shopping for you. Find a trainer, somebody in fitness that is actually going to put together a real customized program for you. I mean, it's tough to find those. She's trying to find the Gordon Ramsays out there in their industry and get them in front of people so people can use them. Okay, so that's. I know that was the original goal and concept, and it's going very well. And then personal assistance is another big one.
And evolved, It's it has. It's going really well, and I believe so much in women and men and people not feeling like they have to do it all by themselves. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to just to figure it all out without any help, and that's not realistic, and it's nothing to be ashamed about to say, like, I look this great, or I look this great, physically, or I'm this much in shape because I have a trainer that helps me. It's unrealistic to think that you're going to be able to kind of check all of those boxes, make sure the house is perfect and spotless all the time, make sure that you're working out every day, that you're having healthy meals for your family, and that you also look like Jessica Pearson from my favorite show, one of my favorite shows, Suits. If y'all watch Suits, you know who Jessica is. So having all of that, it takes a team, right? It takes a group of people behind you that are helping you to present yourself to the world.
It takes some team to win. Football season's here, right?
Yes,
so the best team, the best team wins, right? Team, okay, which is normally why the Pacers win, because it's a team. They work as one, right? Forget about the whole cheating thing. It's the team, all right?
That doesn't matter.
They know how to work together as a team. The Cowboys now, okay? The Cowboys are working like a team, okay? Once again, so
Shout out to the Detroit Lions, working together as a team.
Yeah, so it's a teamwork thing. And also, the real secret to success, the highly successful people out there, guess what they do? They delegate really, really well. Okay, they delegate. And you know how they delegate? They hire and they find the best professionals they can to delegate things to, that do what they do.
Yes.
Okay, they're best at what they do. That way, that person can do what they do, what they're the best at. So that's the secret right there. Really, truly.
If you look, I mean, thank you. If you look at like successful people, a lot, I think something that runs true to what they do and part of their success is that they surround themselves with people that are smarter than them, that are skilled and they have expertise in the areas that they need in order for their business to grow. And so if if you surround yourself with great people that can elevate you, and that you can elevate, like it's a win-win.
That's how it goes. So let's talk about you now.
Okay.
So you're the story. So the second half of the show here, since you know about the prototype now,
Yes.
go check it out, theprototype.net.
Yes.
So now let's talk about you, and because you're on your own journey right now.
I am.
So let's talk about it. Let's start off with so you sent me some notes for the show. One of which is you had gestational diabetes.
Yeah. So so my whole fitness, healthy lifestyle, it's been a journey for the past couple of years, and it kind of, getting married, you have that pressure to like fit into the dress and do all this workout. So I jumped on the workout bandwagon and I was going and going, and I actually, like, right after, so wedding was fine. After that, I kind of had a resurgence after we ate our way through our honeymoon. It was at the end of the year, so that beginning of, I guess, 2015, we were, I was like, I'm gonna get back on it, and I discovered title boxing and I loved it. And so I was going consistently, I was starting to see some results. And I had, at that time, I just found out that I was pregnant. And when they did my first test results, they said that I was pre-diabetic. And so that kind of freaked me out a little bit, because my A1C level it wasn't to the diabetes range, but it was pre-diabetic. It was right on the cusp. And so that it freaked me out, to be honest. And I was thinking, like, am I going to get my baby diabetes? Like, it was just like, it's an emotional time anyway. And so I was able to meet with the nutritionist and really learn about food and learn how to eat properly. Because at that time I couldn't work out. I couldn't keep going to Thai boxing.
Was out.
Yes. And so I was like, what am I going to do? And so I learned how to eat properly. And at the beginning of my pregnancy, I kind of lacked an appetite. I didn't really have a taste for anything. So that kind of helped. But I also became strategic about how I was eating. And so the nutritionist was able to explain to me why I need to wait until after 12 to have sugar and have fruits, and how I should make sure I have a snack before I go to bed so that my blood sugar doesn't like take a deep dive in the middle of the night, and all of these really cool things. And it helped and it worked. And I still had, when they do the gestational diabetes test, maybe like at 20 something weeks. And so I still took the test and I still had gestational diabetes, but because I had changed the way I was eating, after I delivered, I was able to get out of that pre-diabetic range. So I had dropped my A1C level through the way I ate when I was pregnant, into a range that was no longer pre-diabetic. And so that was a huge accomplishment. And it showed me that, that I can still achieve results without having to be at the gym 5 days a week. I could do it through the way I ate. And so that was really powerful. And I still hold on to that. And then the next part of my journey is like figuring out when am I going to work out. And so now that I have this sweet little baby boy who's amazing, and he's so active, like he's a great kid.
He's hopping on his crib now, isn't he?
He hops. So the other morning, he climbed out of his crib, and he's little. I mean, he's pretty short for his age. He's almost 2, but he's very determined, and so he throws his little leg over and has now successfully climbed out of the crib. So we converted it to a big boy bed, and he just loves the fact that he can get in and out of his bed on his own. But anyway, I started when I left my job about a year ago. And I had this free time on my hands, but I was still with him all the time. I started running with him, and I've never been really a runner. I've never really enjoyed it, but what I did enjoy is getting out in the morning, and I liked it for him too, being able to be out in the sunshine, and we can talk about those are trees and those are cars and this is grass and all of that stuff. So it ended up being a learning experience for him and a way for me to still be healthy. And it's something that we do pretty consistently. That we'll go for a run in the morning. Sometimes we run the whole time. Sometimes we run and walk. Sometimes we just walk. Sometimes we'll stop at the park so we can play. And so I like for him to see me active. I started also going to a trainer, another prototype trainer, DeMarcus, and I was able to bring him to the training facility with me, which is great. And so it, like, as a mom, for your kids to see you being active, I think that's really, really important, to the point where he's like trying to do the same moves that I'm doing. And you see it on Instagram, and there's a lot of fitness bloggers out there that work out with their kids. And I used to look at that and just think it was so cool. And now I'm able to kind of emulate that experience. I'm not a fitness blogger, and I probably won't be filming it, but we have really a good time being active together, and I think that's important. And so I've gotten to a point where I'm kind of maintaining where I'm at. I would still like to improve my health. I think my biggest obstacle right now is planning. And I think that's where a lot of bad decisions are made when it comes to your health and your fitness and your eating habits. Is, what do they say? If you plan to fail, you fail to you. If you
fail to plan,
you plan to fail. So that's why you're like starving and you go to like fast food because you didn't make your lunch. And
we've got so much healthy fast food in Dallas. No, you can't use that excuse anymore. There are more healthy fast food restaurants here in Dallas.
What's your favorite healthy fast place?
Well, honestly, I cook all my meals, so let's do what's out there. I know. I'm French. I cook. Okay, my mom got me started cooking. My dad got me started working. So, Wholesome Grub. If you're in Plano, go to Wholesome Grub. Awesome place.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
PDQ. PDQ is another great one.
PDQ. I just saw that the other day. Is it by Preston and Plano?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know what it was. I just saw it the other day.
PDQ, great stuff there.
Very cool.
What else? You can always stop into Whole Foods. And remember, Whole Foods is dropping all the prices like 40-60%, right?
So is Kroger now, too.
Yeah. And Kroger's been doing that for quite a while. So, you got those two you can stop in. Chick-fil-A, actually, you can get stuff on bread. Chick-fil-A, you do ask for gluten-free. They'll do that. It's an ask-only thing. They've got good stuff there. Let's see what else. So those are my top picks right there. Like I said, I don't really go out to eat and do that because I cook my own stuff.
Well, what I've found is the better quality food just tastes better. Like when you start eating, even if it's like Aldi's has a lot of organic stuff, and I shop at Aldi's all the time. I think it's a German company.
Yeah. Oh, one other, Panera Bread.
Oh, Panera.
I almost forgot, but Panera's awesome. They're gradually leading the way.
I had a breakfast souffle from them the other day. It's really good. But yeah, so like once you start and once you introduce healthy, higher quality foods, that becomes addictive. You become you just get used to a better quality. Like I love, and it doesn't have to be super expensive. I think, it just takes planning. It just takes planning. Like it's not necessarily so much more expensive. I can spend the same amount sometimes I feel like when I go to Kroger, it's more expensive than if I go to like a Whole Foods or a Central Market, depending on what you get. But once you get that higher quality food, that makes all the difference. And then you want to then you're like leveling up.
Costco.
Yeah, I've never been to Costco. I have a Sam's card. You're either like Team Costco or Team Sam's.
We're going to convert you. We're going to convert you and pull you over.
Sam's. Well, I joined Sam's because, and I don't know if they're still doing this, but during, I guess, 2015, they had a program to where if you were a new mom or an expecting mom, you can get a year membership for free. And that's how I got into Sam's, and I love Sam's. And so I've since renewed and become and upgraded to like a business membership, and I get diapers there.
You may become a double card carrier.
I might, yeah. But yeah, I love Sam's. But yeah, just preparation in general. I mean, when you have a kid, and I only have one. People that have more than one, I don't see how you do it, honestly. I want to have another one, but people have been doing it forever, but it just seems like when it's something new for you, it seems like.
From what I hear, it gets easier with each one. So the first one, you're drop protecting, the second one, well, okay, that was all right. The third one, here, catch, have him.
Yeah, that's how I've heard that.
We didn't break the first two. Apparently they're impervious to everything. Here, look, they bounce. Right?
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. EJ likes when we throw him up. He's crazy.
So, any parting words of wisdom for the moms out there, everybody that's starting a business, and how to do some effective planning?
Okay, so parting words. So for moms, I would say that for moms and business owners, be patient with yourself. Write down what you want to accomplish and then work backwards from what that end goal is. And be patient and let things happen the way they're supposed to happen. Sometimes we have, you start off at point A and you already know what Z is going to be. Get through all the other letters. Don't try to get straight to Z. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Surround yourself with people that are on your same wavelength. Do things intentionally to increase and make your mindset stronger. That's something that I've done this year that's made a world of difference as I've started reading more materials specific to business, but also specific to mindset. So I just finished The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, the guy that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's a great book. There's a book called Ask It and It Is Given that I just read over the summer. And another book by Napoleon Hill, who has all the great books, but it's called Outwitting the Devil. That's a really, really good book. And so I've been working on my mindset and staying positive and really taking seriously the power of words and how you speak things into your life, and how you are able to manifest positive things for yourself, just the way that you can manifest negative things. And so working on your mindset, I think, will allow you to be patient enough to reach your goals.
Yeah, one of the person to look for out there, John Maxwell.
Yes.
He is. If you want Barnes Noble, he has his entire. He has his own section. Okay.
I remember my parents always had John Maxwell books.
By the way, he seems like part of this.
Just a quick plug.
Just a quick plug. Just right. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, look, look for more stuff from the prototype, especially in Dallas. I know you're going to expand outside of Dallas.
Yes, eventually we'll expand outside of Dallas. Right now we're figuring Dallas out and how to serve the Dallas community the best way we can. But follow us on Instagram at The Prototype Life, on Facebook at The Prototype. I think you have to put in at The Prototype Life in order for it to come up on Facebook. And we do a lot of events, so we have events coming up too, so just follow us along for that.
Yeah, lots of events, tons of stuff.
Fun.
Probably no water balloons because it's starting to get cold.
Yeah, we had a water balloon event in July. It was great for July, but too cold now.
Yeah, so for everybody out there, come back, join the show next week. Guess who's going to be on the show next week? You're going to have to take a guess because I'm not going to tell you. I'll be here. I'll be here, of course. But yeah, you'll have to come back and find out who's on the show because I'm not giving up who the guests are. Anyway, life is like a box of chocolates, okay? You never know what you're going to get with the show. Who knows what's going to be in next. So come back and join us. One quick word for the moms out there before we get out. So 2 things to be aware of for future moms. Magnesium intake, okay, and folate. I'm not talking about folic acid. If your product has folic acid, awesome. Junk it. It's trash. 5-methylfolate. 5-methylfolate specifically is what you need to look for that, okay? Just so you know for the future moms out there.
What does that do? What does that do?
Type in MTHFR, okay? MTHFR. Believe me, you probably have it. And if you do, you got to have 5-methylfolate to be able to use folic acid in your system for RNA transcription and so your baby can grow. Okay, so this is a major health issue, and it affects at least 60% of the population out there. And I bet you don't know that it affects you. So there's that. Just want to put that word to the wise out there for you. If you want to know a good place to get it, I kind of know someplace you can get that. We custom formulate for that, by the way. So
MTHFR.
MTHFR.
Okay, perfect.
It's a huge issue. I've been saying for almost a decade now. Okay, so there's that. Come back for the next show. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye.